May I now request Mr. Aamir Khan to deliver the convocation speech.
Thank you, Mr. Raghu, for this kind introduction, and congratulations, Raju. Very well-deserved honor. I think what you've contributed in your field of journalism and to society is really commendable and wonderful. A very warm hello to everyone, and to all the students, and to all the parents of students who might be also watching this. First of all, let me say I feel very strange talking to a bunch of students who I can't see. So please excuse me if I'm not at my best, but I really want to congratulate all of you for what you've achieved, and for completing your graduation. This certainly is an important step in your life, and a new chapter in your life unfolds from here onwards. One which is full of possibilities, full of excitement, full of adventure, and I hope is fulfilling for all of you. Mr. Raghu was saying earlier that I'm the appropriate person to confer as a chief guest to be part of the convocation, but I'm not sure that's entirely accurate, because I don't know whether you know this, Mr. Raghu, but I'm not a graduate myself. But I do believe strongly in education. I may not have been to a formal college, but I did strongly believe in educating myself, and I have to say that it was only when I actually stopped my formal education as such, and when I stopped I remember there was a big ruckus at home when I told my parents I want to start learning about cinema and films, which is what I wanted to go towards. And I'm telling you these things because perhaps this might ring a bell somewhere, might connect with you on some level. I remember I was 16, and by then I had, I was pretty clear that this is the field I want to be in. Cinema is the world I want to be in. This is the world I belong to, of stories, of characters, of being part of storytelling, of touching people's hearts, making them smile, making them cry, hopefully, affecting them in different ways. And that is what excited me. And I got to know this at a very young age, which is not very usual. So I was about 16 when I decided that, and that's when I decided that I want to learn about cinema and films. And of course, at that time there was FTII, and there were film schools elsewhere in the world, but I couldn't afford any film school anywhere in the world. My parents were not that well off, and FTII also was very difficult to get into. It had limited seats. And plus, I think you had to be a graduate to get into FTI, which I wasn't. So basically, what was left for me to learn about cinema and filmmaking was, learning at work, and which is why I decided to start working as an assistant director in films. This is in the year 1983, and way back then, I remember when I even suggested it, there was such a big ruckus. My entire family, my parents, my uncles and aunts, and the whole family, everyone I knew was like, "Are you mad? Shouldn't you be? You have to be a graduate. No matter what happens, you have to be a graduate." And first of all, none of them wanted me to be in the films. Though my father was a producer and my uncle was a director and producer, they didn't want me to be in the films, and I had to fight tooth and nail. I was stubborn, so I basically did what I wanted. Finally. They couldn't stop me, but they tried their best. And to top it, that I'm saying I'm going to stop my college and start working in films as an assistant director. So there was a big ruckus, and everyone I knew, including my friends, including kids my age, I was 16. Everyone said, "Ke yaar Aamir, you have to be a graduate at least. Tu graduation kar le, phir jo karna hai kar le." And I was like, if you want to be a doctor, you start studying medicine. If you want to be an engineer, you start studying engineering. If you want to be, a chartered accountant, you go towards that. If you want to be an architect, you go towards studying architecture. If I want to be in the films, why am I studying something else for 3 more years? Why am I wasting three of my years? So I was trying to tell my parents that I'm not stopping my education. I'm starting my education, and that I couldn't get through to them on that. But anyway, I kind of went my route, and I started working as an AD, and I worked for 4 years as an assistant, and those were my learning years. And that's when I realized actually that whenever I'm interested in something, like if I want to know about, I meet someone and he talks about, refraction of light, and I want to understand what he said, which I haven't understood. It's really up to me to learn it on my own. And so thereafter, all the subjects in school which I was not interested in, history, social sciences, philosophy, literature, I was always interested in, but physics, biology, all of these things, anthropology, is all of these things I have read up and try to learn about on my own. And it's been beautiful because I'm interested in them. And I think that is the key, that when you're interested in something, when you love something, when you want to know, when there's a thirst and a desire to understand and learn, then that's when you learn best. I'm sure that Bennett University has been a great opportunity for all of you, and it's really great that Bennett and Coleman has started this university. It gives youngsters such great opportunities to learn, experience things, and learn from great teachers. That's a really wonderful opportunity. So the one thing I'd like to say to all of you, you're about to start your lives, and I'm not sure I'm the right person to tell you anything about it, but one of the things I've always felt, that the most that I've ever learned in life is by going deeper into my own country. That has been my biggest learning. And I've told my own kids this, and every young kid who I meet who, wants to know and wants some advice from me, the first thing I tell them is, take 1 year of your life. You're young, you've just completed college perhaps. Find 1 year of your life at a time when you can devote 1 year and just travel from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Just take a bunch of friends, be safe, don't go alone, be safe, take a bunch of friends, group of 6-8 people, and travel from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. And in that 1 year, the amount that you will learn will be, priceless. You go to villages, you go to towns, you meet people, you understand things. Vineet, one of my biggest learnings in life has been when I was doing Satyame Vijayate. Because I have lived a very sheltered life. You live in Mumbai, you live in a city like Mumbai, you don't come to know what's happening in the rest of the country deep down in the grassroots. And it's only when I did Satyame Vijayate at that age is when I came to know so many things about my life, my country, my society, what are the challenges we face, what are the kind of courage that we have as a people. You get to learn so much and you get to understand so much about your own country. I wish I had thought of this idea when I was 18 or 19 and I could have traveled the country then. I haven't done that. And now, being a celebrity, it's a little difficult to experience things in the same way because, so one strong advice I would give to all of you is whenever you can find the time quickly now, like in the next year or two, if you can take out time and travel the country and get closer to, like we say, the mitti of the country, it'll really open your eyes, and it'll really be something that is priceless as an experience. The one thing I've learned in life, I think, which I like to share with everyone is, all of us are here for a short time. All of us have limited time on this earth. Our lives are on an average 60 years. Some of us are luckier to have longer lives. Some go earlier. But one thing is sure, that we are here for a limited amount of time. And the one thing that has made me happy is when I'm able to make someone happy. When I'm able to give happiness to someone. It's the only thing that you get when you give. Happiness is the only thing you get. You get it only when you give it. And that's one big learning for me. And that's something that has always made me feel good about myself. Is if I've been of use to someone, if I've been able to bring a smile to someone's face, it could be something as small as that. early in the morning, you meet somebody, bring a smile to his or her face. And, that sometimes changes how your day goes. So it's these little things, when there is a big crisis, when there is a big problem, a lot of people are there to help you, or you are there to help a lot of people. Big crisis brings about a lot of courage in people, but it's on the daily basis, the small little things I feel that matter in life. How you look at a person, how you listen to a person, how you react to a person, how sensitive you are to someone's needs or someone's emotions. And I think it is these little things in life that really count. Uh, so while you will go on to be really successful, you have had a great education, you're going to have, the future is in front of you. I'm hoping that you'll all have great, happy and successful lives. I think what would be great is if in this journey of yours, if you can touch people's hearts, make them happy, uh, I think that's something that is the only thing that we can leave behind, after we've gone, is the moments that we've given to people. Uh, and I always like to share the story with people. Some of you may have heard it earlier. Raju, when I was young, when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of tennis. I used to play, I was Maharashtra number one for a brief period as in sub juniors. In fact, Vineet, if you remember when we spoke some time back, I mentioned that my mother had kept some newspaper cuttings. So Times of India mein aata tha, Aamir Hussain upsets top seed. So my full name is Aamir Hussain Khan. So at that time we had dropped the Khan, it was too long, and Aamir Hussain. And then when I became an actor, we dropped Hussain because Aamir Hussain Khan again was too long. So I've got a couple of headlines from your newspaper, by the way. My mother, unfortunately, I think she's lost those cuttings. So at some point, I'm going to come to your office and look in your archives to see if I can spot them. But I'll come to the story that I was saying, Raju, that I used to play a lot of tennis. I used to play about 5 hours of tennis a day. And I was very competitive and I was pretty good at what I was doing at that time. And my mother was, I'm very close to my mother and she's a big influence on me. And she knew how passionate I was about, the game and tennis. And she would, she would wait for me when I come home after the tennis match. And she would be waiting at the door and she'd be saying, "Kya hua, jeete ke haare?" Usually I used to win, so I used to say, "Haan, hum jeet gaye." Now one day I came home and she opened the door and she said, "What happened? Did you win or lose?" She speaks mostly in Urdu. She said, "Kya hua, haare ke jeete?" I said, "Haan, jeete humne." So she gave me a hug and we went in, sat down. She got me a cup of tea. And while we were having tea, suddenly my mother said, she was kind of introspecting, and she said, the boy who lost to you today, he must have also reached home right now. And his mother must have asked him the same question, did you win or lose? And he would have told his mother that he lost. So right now his mother must be feeling bad. She was thinking about that mother and talking about it. I got such a shock because I had not even thought of that mother. I mean, I had forgotten the face of the boy who I defeated. Here is this woman who has not seen that boy, has imagined that boy going home so she was able to feel what that boy's mother was feeling at that point of time. And I found that at first it hit me like I felt I had been hit by a truck actually, because suddenly I was feeling bad about having defeated that boy. I also was thinking that poor mother must be feeling bad right now. So that had a very deep impact on me. I'm 55 now, I'm still recounting that story. So that made me realize, my mother has this intelligence that she's able to, without making any effort, she's able to care and think and be sensitive to what other people are feeling. People she's not even met, and I think that had a very deep impact on me. And since then I felt that, one should never hurt somebody or make someone upset. And one should be sensitive to other people. And I feel that no matter what profession you go into, no matter, you can be an engineer, you can be a doctor, you can be an actor, you can be a filmmaker, you can be a journalist. But the ability to be sensitive to other people's feelings is something that is very rare, I find, as a quality. And that is such a special and wonderful quality to have. And that is something that you guys can, I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, and if you feel that that's something that you would like to explore in you, as an emotion. I think that's a very important emotion, an emotion of caring, because all of you are quite clearly very brilliant and are going to do well for yourselves. If you can bring this one aspect in, I'm sure all of you are also, as it is, very caring. But this is the one thing I have to share actually with people. So go out there, have a great life, enjoy yourselves, have a great time. And while you're having a great time, see if you can also be sensitive to other people's feelings and make people happy. And all the very best. Congratulations to you, to all the students and to the parents, and to the university, to Bennett University, for the wonderful job they're doing. All the very best, guys. Thank you.